One was to allow jurors to submit written questions during the course of the trial, to allow the lawyers to make what are called interim statements, statements to the jury about how the case is going during the course of the presentation of the evidence, and also to instruct the jury right up front what the law is and what they'll have to decide. I like to provide the jury the verdict form right at the outset of the case so they know what decisions they have to make. And we have received feedback from the jurors, and it works out really well, especially that ability to ask written questions is very beneficial.
I think that's great, because in the years that I've been trying cases, again, you know, when the jury comes to be picked, you see the look on the faces and people who say things that try to get themselves out of jury service. But then yet once they sit and once they really get involved in the case and you see the change by the time you're doing your closing arguments as opposed to doing your opening arguments.
Yes.
And then you can also just kind of, hear the camaraderie in the jury room when you hear laughter or whatever. And so it's such a change that maybe in 3 days you see this change. And it's all a part of understanding. It
is. And so these techniques that we've used, and we've actually are expanding those to other courts in the country to assist jurors in their understanding, get better jury verdicts.
Also in the district court, the e-filing, which is something that in the state court we're getting there, we're not there yet. How has that helped overall in the whole system?
That has worked tremendously well. Before I became Chief Judge, I was the judicial coordinator of our turnover from paper filing to e-filing. And at first, as one might expect, there was some reticence, some reluctance on the part of the judges, reluctance on the part of the lawyers. But now that it's fully used, it works out very well. There's instantaneous access to every docket. And so a lawyer in the lawyer's office can immediately see what decision the judge has made just moments ago when the judge entered that on the electronic docket.
It's amazing what a difference it makes. And as I said, I'll admit I'm challenged when it comes to computers.
We all are.
But I do know that it's been great, and the lawyers do like it because it is a more efficient way to get things into the system.
And I have to credit our clerk, Mike Dobbins, and his entire staff in making that conversion. They did a wonderful job.
We have records that show that there has been a 40% increase in 2008 in the bankruptcy filings that, over in the federal court. Do you expect to see that kind of a percentage in 2009, or?
Well, as long as the economy remains as it is, I think we're still going to see bankruptcy filings to assist people in getting out from under the debt that they have. But our bankruptcy court does an excellent job in handling those matters. So we're not overwhelmed yet, but we do expect to continue to see an increase in that area, yes.
So the bankruptcy judges who sit are seeing an increase of cases?
Yes.
And are there trials that they hear, or is it mostly just hearings or proceedings or filings?
Primarily it's hearings and proceedings, but on occasion bankruptcy judges will have trials to adjudicate facts that are in dispute.
The Northern District of Illinois was in the top 10% of district courts in efficiency in disposing of civil cases. So that is a very good stat. What do you think is the reason for that as opposed to maybe some other district courts?
Well, we have an excellent group of magistrate judges. I've said before, I'll say it again, I think we have the best group of magistrate judges in our country. And our magistrate judges are very skilled at settling cases. And so we have such an excellent group. That's really why we are able to, we are able to dispose of cases so quickly. Our magistrate judges, as well as our district judges, are good at settling cases too, but our magistrate judges do an excellent job in focusing on that area and resolving cases quickly.
Are there any new rules or regulations that you have implemented to make that happen? Do you think this is going to continue, this efficiency?
Yes, I do. And in fact, there are some new guidelines that we have put in with regard to electronic discovery. That's an area that really has been a burden and an extensive cost on litigants. And just last summer, we put together a committee that developed new guidelines and principles for electronic discovery. We're now in the process of implementing those, and then we're going to get feedback, just as we did in connection with the American Jury Project, the Seventh Circuit American Jury Project, feedback from the judges and feedback from the lawyers to see if it's working, if it's helping, and we're hoping to get results and report on that in May. And that also has piqued the interest of many courts around the country, and they're looking to the Northern District of Illinois for leadership in that area.
Well, it's wonderful that the Northern District of Illinois can be at the forefront of these types of things. I also understand that sometimes the Dirksen U.S. Court is used for congressional hearings.
Yes, that's something that I've tried to foster. Better relations with the other branches of government. And so members of the United States Senate, members of the United States House, if they need a hearing facility, it's available to them at the courthouse. Because after all, the courthouse belongs to the people and the citizens of the United States, and all branches of government should be able to use it. And so I think that's something that they welcome, and I think it really is helpful to the people in the Northern District of Illinois.
That's great, and I think the public should know that it is there for all of us, and
right.
it's there for everyone, and we're there to serve you. Just summing up your career, Chief Judge, would you do anything different? Are you happy where you're at right now?
Actually, looking back at my entire career, I feel very blessed. I feel blessed to have had the opportunities that I've had, and actually I wouldn't change a thing about my career. I had a wonderful time. I'm looking forward to the rest of my term as Chief Judge. I'm going to hit the halfway point on February 1st of this year, and I'm looking forward to that. I also have to say that I'm blessed to have a wonderful staff in my chambers. I have wonderful people working with me, and that really has made my job a lot easier and helped me do the things that I'm able to do as the Chief Judge.
Well, thanks. Thanks for being with us here today and giving us some insight into the Federal District Court.
It's my pleasure.
Thanks, Chief Judge Holderman, for joining me to discuss your experiences and the important work of the Federal District Court here in Illinois. I'm Anita Alvarez. Thank you for watching the Chicago Bar Association's Justice in Law Weekly.